So there's something a lot of people are not talking about with the release of this latest Dragon Ball Super chapter, and that's that according to Beerus, Vegeta could now pretty much be a god of destruction in another universe. All of you Vegeta haters can maneuver around that how you want, because it was mentioned that Goku and Vegeta at one point in time in the past could be, god of destruction candidates in the future, and both of them pretty much turned down at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. You could try and maneuver around that how you want, but you could practically call Vegeta a god in the Dragon Ball Super manga. And it's sad because you can't really say the same thing about Vegeta in the anime, and that's putting aside this chapter where Vegeta and Beerus fight. When you compare him to Goku in the anime, it's almost sad. He's missed out on a lot of things that they've given to Goku for some reason, right? In the manga, the same thing can't be said. We said that he is no longer ahead of him. Goku and Vegeta are pretty much tied. Now, I know the way the Dragon Ball Super story works is Toriyama outlines a lot of the major points that both the studios and Toyotaro, the writer of the manga, have to hit. They have to follow this specific direction, which is why both of the stories, even though they have some differences, they kind of follow the same timeline. But aside from that, as long as they follow the timeline, they have the freedom to do what they want with these characters. And I don't know what it is, but it really feels like the studios hate Vegeta, because we know, for instance, in the Tournament of Power, up until this point, they've really done Vegeta dirty, but not only that, Goku's gonna pretty much take the spotlight until the end of the Tournament of Power, right? He's the one that's pretty much teased fighting Jiren in the opening, the main villain of the arc. I mean, if you take away the fact that Goku can do some watered-down version of the Hawkeye, like a slower version of the Hawkeye on his opponents, I would argue that Vegeta in the manga is stronger than Goku, and he is possibly going to be the one that Goku chases. Now, they're trying to keep things equal in the manga as well, so I don't expect Vegeta to surpass Goku, but when he has regular Super Saiyan God, and he doesn't have that in the anime. I mean, we don't even know if he can use that at all in the anime. When he has God swapping, and I'm not talking about what Goku did against Hit. When Goku was only able to switch once, Vegeta was able to do that shit back and forth constantly, back and forth, right? You couldn't even see Vegeta doing that. Vegeta trained for that specifically in the manga, in the hyperbolic time chamber, and he came back and he overwhelmed Super Saiyan Rose in his second fight against Goku Black, which put him above the Super Saiyan Blue transformation. You could almost say that Vegeta, to some degree, was stronger than Goku then. Although at the same time, Goku was given completed Super Saiyan Blue, so we can't really say. We could say they were pretty much tied. However, in the anime, there's no trace that Vegeta can do that, right? In fact, the one who can do that, who didn't actually train for that specifically, like we didn't actually see Goku focus on that specifically, he's the one who can do that, the God swapping, right? He used it against Dispo, where he was able to counter Dispo's speed. And then lastly, the upgraded version of Super Saiyan, the mastered form, or the completed state, right? Vegeta actually gets the same transformation that Goku has in the manga, right? And keep in mind, in the anime, they didn't take this direction. They took the Kaioken route, but in the anime, it's only Goku that can use that upgraded version, right? Vegeta doesn't have either. He does not have Kaioken. He never really had Kaioken, and he does not have this completed mastered state. And we are already in the Tournament of Power. Who knows when Vegeta will get his moment? In this month's chapter, Vegeta transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, right? He was fighting Beerus. He was quickly outmatched, and then he rose from the water. He focused all of his ki. He absorbed his Super Saiyan Blue ki, and then he started fighting Beerus again, and he was able to land a blow on him, right? And even though it didn't affect Beerus like that, in fact, it only annoyed him to where Beerus quickly put Vegeta down despite this upgrade. It's just the principle. It's just the fact that they give Vegeta a fair shot, right? They give him the same transformations they give Goku. I don't know, I feel like Vegeta will one day surpass Beerus. I need to stress though, in the manga version, right? In fact, there was no conversation between Beerus and the Oracle Fishes that led Beerus to fight Vegeta in the anime. In the manga, they told him like, yo, Vegeta's gonna be your biggest rival. And even though Beerus disagreed and he brushed it off, in the end, the Oracle fishes didn't let up. They told him, like, no, he will be your biggest rival, and that's what led Beerus to fight Vegeta. I guess why I'm making this video is to complain. Like, as a Vegeta fan, I really don't know why the studios hate Vegeta. Are they gonna just give him like a huge, gigantic moment where he gets some big, giant upgrade that puts him right up on par with Goku? Or are they gonna continue brushing Vegeta off, stealing things from him in the manga, and giving those things to Goku, despite not actually giving those things to the person that we originally saw it from in the manga? Now, because of all this, I truly feel like Vegeta's going to get a lot of big moments in the Tournament of Power in the manga, to the point to where we might actually consider Vegeta like the main course special alongside Goku, whereas in the anime, they're really teasing it like Goku's the one that's going to save the day, he's the one that's going to save the universe, and Vegeta's just going to be there to the side as support. For instance, Beerus was hyping Vegeta up like he could be a god in another universe. Now, who else could be a god in another universe? Toppo, right? A lot of us are saying that Vegeta and Toppo are going to fight in the anime, and we really don't know where to match them up because Goku, I guess, is seemingly stronger than Toppo? It's pretty close, right? But if Goku's being hyped up to fight Jiren, then why wouldn't he be stronger than Toppo, right? But Vegeta's being hyped up to be, at the very least, as strong as Toppo in the manga. So it seems to me like there's no nerfing Vegeta in the manga. If anything, he's gonna be the one that gets god swapping and not Goku, right? He will be the one to perform it first. Now, I don't know if he's gonna perform it against Dispo first, but point is it's gonna be something that we'll see Vegeta use. And yes, I don't see them going crazy, giving Vegeta like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but I could see them both utilizing brand new transformations. If Vegeta is going to get a new transformation in the Tournament of Power, you best believe at the very least is going to be confirmed in the manga. I don't know about the anime because they've been doing Vegeta dirty. Everything that Vegeta gets in the manga, they give it to Goku and more. Maybe Beerus really is one of the strongest gods of destruction, and Vegeta is also on that level, just not in his universe, because specifically Beerus is that strong. Meaning when they talk about Vegeta being a possible candidate, they're hyping up a fight between Vegeta and Toppo in the manga. They didn't do the same in the anime, although I do believe in the anime they will be fighting as well. It's just pretty logical. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the overall Tournament of Power is just better in the manga, right? Like, they focus more on the characters' unique abilities, the new ones they introduce. We get a clear idea of the actual power levels of the different universes, right? Maybe better execution of the abilities. So I just think the overall tournament's going to be better in the manga, but specifically when it comes to Vegeta, we know he's a god in the manga. Right? He's the guy that we're going to go to for help. It's not going to be Goku. I think Vegeta could possibly turn out to be equal to Goku in the Tournament of Power. I don't see them doing that in the anime. And lastly, I wanted to bring up something Whis mentioned about Vegeta in this month's chapter, right? He complimented Vegeta, how fast he's accelerating, how fast he's catching up to Beerus, right? But there's one thing that he still has a very big problem with. He thinks first and he moves second, right? Now, logically, you would think that's normal, right? You want to think before you move. But actually, that's not the case when you're fighting other enemies with these very powerful abilities that, like, yo, when it's one shot and it hits you, you're done, right? You need to be able to react very quickly. And keep in mind, this was something that Whis had mentioned back when he trained with Vegeta in the past during the Resurrection F Saga. Now, the difference was that Goku was there as well, right? So he mentioned this to the both of them, and that Goku is just an idiot and he actually does need to think more, right? But Goku was, for instance, ahead in that department of not thinking because he's just like an idiot, right? Now, ironically, this was mentioned twice to Vegeta so far, only once to Goku, so maybe that's something that Vegeta is going to be working on in the future, right? Vegeta ultimately needs to make every single part of his body act on his own, right? And that's very difficult to master. Not even Beerus can do that yet. I don't know exactly how they're going to represent that growth in the anime, because it's like, how are we going to know that Vegeta is, you know, he's punching and kicking, you know, due to muscle memory versus just thinking? Like, you know, are they going to like maybe do a commentary over it, like how they do it in Hunter x Hunter? I don't really know how they're going to represent that growth. But one thing that I feel like will happen to Vegeta as a character when we know he's getting close to Beerus's level is Whis will bring that up. Yo, Vegeta, you're mastering your body. You actually can punch and kick without thinking. It's in your muscle memory. And I can almost guarantee you that you'll see this as well as a fight against Beerus again in the manga before the anime, because You just have to follow the patterns, man. The studios are focused on Goku. They're not thinking about Vegeta like that, right? Vegeta's just the extra that gets the leftovers. In the manga,